y'all, welcome back to another vlog. It is Sunday. What time is it? It's 4 o'clock. 4 o'clock, but I am doing okay on time as far as my Sunday goes. You know, today is planning day. And as you can see, I actually just prepped for dinner that I'm going to make later on. So I took the fish out so I could thaw it. I am going to make Haitian black rice. So that's like the black concoction that you saw there. And then Namaya made a carrot cake like a couple weeks ago, and there was some leftover carrots. I found a random recipe that called for carrots, so I figured I use the rest of the bag so it doesn't go to waste. So I'm going to be trying out a quick little carrot recipe so that we can get rid of the carrots and not waste any food. So I'm really happy I got that out the way. I actually had to drop Namaya off to work today because she started a little later. That was at noon, but before noon, I got up, I planned the week. So now all I need to do is plan the reels. I saved that for last, kinda, because what's last is finishing with the editing of the vlog that I need to put out tomorrow, because I did start editing yesterday, so I'm about halfway through. So that's really what's gonna be for last, but after all the planning, I just wanted to make sure I gave myself some time to actually sit down and prepare for these reels, because you already know last week, the reels almost got the best of me, and we're not trying to have that this week. So I'll probably check in with you guys again once I start cooking dinner, because this is actually my first time making the black rice on my own. So wish me luck. I don't know how you say it in English, but in Creole, they say something where it's like ligen bon main, which means she has good hands, which I'm sure you get the context of. And what that basically means is whatever you put your hands on to cook turns out good. So I have that capability, right? Let's just say that. When I made it before, it was with my mom. My mom probably taught me how to cook everything once, especially this, or maybe a few times. And it's one of those things where I don't remember, but I'm the type who can just eyeball a recipe or just look at a quick video and pick it up. So that's what I did. I watched a quick video because I couldn't reach my mom. I couldn't reach her. So I had to holla at YouTube, and I found a really good recipe. I know there's some little things I'm going to add or minus in order to make a bomb Haitian black rice. And I feel pretty confident that it's gonna turn out great, but you never know. So we will determine that later on. So I will catch you guys then. Hey y'all, I'm back. I actually started cooking before I brought you guys along. I am on the last step, which is the rice. So I'll just quickly show you guys everything, and I'll show you what the meal looks like when it's done. So this is the water for the black rice. I already added the water from the mushrooms that I had soaking. I also added some herbs like thyme and rosemary and a pepper there. And then in the oven down here, I'm roasting some carrots, and that's the salmon. I'm making it the way my mom used to make it when I was growing up. So I think it should be yummy. I will follow up with how I finish off everything. Hey y'all, it is Tuesday. I am sorry I did not get back to you guys after I finished cooking the dinner, but everything turned out perfectly. I mean, Arvin's could not stop talking. He actually said, he always makes fun of his English because he was born in Haiti, but he barely has an accent because he was here since like, what, 11? So the accent's not really there, but whenever he wants to say an English phrase, he's always like, is that how you say it in English? So he was like, you put your foot in it. Is that how they say it in English? So I thought that was funny. That means I really did the damn thing. But I do have a reel of everything I did over on Instagram, so you guys can go back and check that out so you could really see how it turned out in terms of presentation and whatnot. I do need to get my plating skills up though. I'm not really feeling my plating skills. Not a big deal, but you know, that's just the Virgo in me, wanting to get everything tip top, right? Anyway, I'm in a really good mood right now because the next step for the closet was for me to get the electrician. I had a list of electricians that I could go through. It was either my landlord from where we last lived. He was an electrician and he handled everything that I wanted to switch out in the apartment where we were. He actually has a whole company where he could come out and do contracted work. So I was gonna see if I can get him, but he seems like he'd probably be super pricey. I really don't think that he would go down on any pricing, even though I was an awesome tenant. But I actually forgot that I had a couple other electricians that were referred to me by the plumber who installed our stove. He said he had 2 friends, and he did tell me that there was one that he preferred the most. So I called that guy first, super early this morning, like before 7:30. It didn't even dawn on me that I was calling this guy this early. It was too late because he answered and I was like, I'm so sorry. I just realized what time it is. I'm sorry that I'm calling. But that's how much I just wanted to get this stuff done, right? He was like, it's fine. He was already up and at him on the road getting to work. So he seemed really cool. And the other cool thing is that we have people in common, because he asked me what my Instagram was, and we found out we knew some of the same folks. And he told me the work that he did for other people. And the folks that he was saying that he did work for are folks like me who want their stuff tip top. So I was like, And he was also like, since I already have the electrical wiring up there from the last guy who was here, who that's the last time I'm gonna bring him up. At least we got the wiring up there. He just said he's gonna charge me for labor. All the other materials and all that stuff, he's like, that's basically included because he's really only charging for labor. So I'm like, that is fine by me. And he just seems like a super cool guy. I don't want to sound like I'm a sucker, but he just seemed like he was the homie. You know what I mean? And obviously when you're doing business, you don't want to get too comfortable like that. But I also want to be able to just feel comfortable with you as a person who's providing me service. And I was comfortable just having a conversation on the phone with him. So I could only imagine when he comes in and does work. And when I went to go look at his Instagram page, the work was out of this world. Amazing. It looked good. And I'm talking about an electrician here, but the stuff he was showing me looked beautiful. The detailed lighting that he added for people just looked, it elevated the spaces that he posted on there. He does a good job with his social media. At any rate, he's going to come by either today or tomorrow. He even said if I just tell him what it is that I need, he could also give me a quote over the phone, or he could just FaceTime me. Either way, I am this close to securing an electrician, which was the next phase that needed to be done before the contractor can come in and really get down and dirty to start actually building out the closet. Because we all know the closet is going to be done in March. Say it with me. The closet is going to be done this month, okay? Period. That's it. We not looking for nothing else. And on top of that, right? I'm supposed to be booking our Babymoon today. I was actually supposed to book it since the weekend. Arvin's only has 3 days available, right? His schedule is always super tight. So finding time to take trips and all that stuff is always very challenging. And the 3 dates are like in March, towards the end of March, right? And I'm kind of just like, I don't want to be out of sight when the contractors could possibly be here working on the closet, even though the guy said it would be 6 days. But right now I don't have an idea on that. So I'm actually contemplating on whether or not I should even do the Babymoon. I'm kind of like, the closet's more important to me. For my peace of mind, I just saw a post. I don't know if this was from Housewives of Potomac or anything like that. I don't watch the Housewives stuff anymore. I don't even think I've watched one episode of the Potomac thing. I was very heavy on the Atlanta one, and then I kind of stopped watching that. So I don't really watch those reality shows anymore, but I know that it's popping because everyone else is always talking about it. I feel like there's a clip from there that showed this one. I'll put the clip up and maybe you guys could give me some context because I have no context on that actual clip. But she was basically looking super dramatic, crying. I don't even remember what the caption said, but basically it was like, this is how dramatic a Virgo is when they're trying to get something done. Like their perfectionism just like makes them so dramatic. And I feel like that's what I'm being right now. Like I'm just gonna skip a whole vacation to make sure this closet is done, because then I was actually just going through the rest of the house on the things that I want to do. And I actually think I'm going to do a video on just the plans, the future plans that I have for the little renovations that I have, because I want to take this home from builder grade to like homey. You know what I mean? And there's things that I noticed that I would tweak and make so much better if I just fine tune certain things, even though this is a new build. So yeah, I walked down here and I was kind of trying to think of, okay, what's coming next So the closet is gonna be done, and then the fireplace, which I had been telling you guys for forever, I actually found somebody for that. I just wanna get the closet out the way. That's like my priority. So once the closet is done, I think the fireplace will be next, because then this first floor will be complete. We have our couch. So we're like inching closer and closer. And once that fireplace is up, that'll be such a huge component because we will get the TV mounted. The TV's not mounted right now. We still live in ghetto. TV sitting on a random love seat that actually needs to go in the trash. That's the next thing that I'm gonna work on. I'm just really motivated and excited because I feel like I found an electrician. Woo, so exciting. All right, enough of that. I need to chop because I actually have to go to Target and Ulta real quick so I could, one, re-up on some of those beauty empties that I talked about. I'm gonna go there. I'm not getting a lot of things. I just really need to go get that concealer because I ran out. If you guys didn't watch that video, you should go ahead and check it out. But as you saw in that video, I was scraping the bottom of the barrel for that, and I'm not doing that today. It actually takes me longer to do my makeup just because I sit there trying to scrape. I'm gonna get that. Then I have a return to do at Target, and I'm also gonna do what I was supposed to do on Friday, which is check to see if they have any of the workout sets, because now a few days have gone by, so I don't even know if it's there, and I know that set is a hot commodity. So once it shows that it's there, there's no telling that it's just gonna sit around. So that's what I'm gonna go ahead and rush and do, because I also have to rush back so I can get started with doing my videos, because I took yesterday off. After Sunday, I was done really late with the cooking and editing and all that stuff, and it was one of those days where I had to listen to my body, and I'm gonna make sure that I do my best to make sure that I listen to my body. So that's what I had to do yesterday. And yesterday I was actually supposed to record 2 videos, so I pushed it to today. So this is gonna be the first time that I attempt to record 2 videos in one day. So I really do have to get going, and I will catch you guys today or tomorrow. Hey y'all, it is Thursday, and I am just getting back to you guys. So it has been quite a week. In a good way. The last time I left off with you guys, I was supposed to meet with the electrician. I had called him that morning, all of that, right? So check it, right? I'm taking it back old school right now. He came, did a run through, checked to see what it is that I need to get done, and he got started that day, y'all. I was not expecting that. He literally jumped right into it, got started. He told me what it would, he gave me the quote right on the spot, and I was like, I'm good with the quote. And he's like, if you're good with me starting right now, I'm good, because he lives a little further out and he was going to get caught in traffic. So he said he had some time to kill. So he's like, if you don't mind me being here this evening, I'll just get started. And it wasn't even, it was like 5 o'clock or something like that. He got started, and I love how he works, y'all. He is so meticulous as far as measurements go. The other guy had the recessed lights set to go someplace because he marked it with a pencil. But then when he did the exact measurements, he was like, no, if you don't do it like this, it's not going to be centered with the room, yada, yada, yada. I mean, homeboy knew his stuff. And he's my age. In fact, his birthday is actually the same day as my dad. So you already know, I was like, oh, he did all those measurements, basically told me what would look good. There were certain areas, y'all, that he's like, you don't want no lights right here to shine on your clothes, or yada, yada, yada. I'm like, nope, it's not that serious. And he's like, I don't know, I'm just saying. He was giving me all these ideas to try to elevate my space. And like I told you, when I saw his work online, it looked beautiful. So I know he has that capability. And when I tell you he moved in the speed of lightning, I wasn't even ready. I literally had to like leave, go to the bank, get his money, all that. Because he was just like, I'm like, all right. So basically he did a little bit of rewiring. He had to tweak what the guy did a little bit. Thank God it wasn't that much. And thank God I don't have to come out of pocket as steep as I could have because of him having to come in and work on something that was pre-existing. So that could get tricky because you could end up spending a fortune if somebody comes in and does something prior, but then the new person who comes in has to kind of like start fresh. So the first day, which was Tuesday, because that's the last time I talked to you guys, he came, did those measurements. You see how it's a circle right there? He basically drilled all the holes so that everything would be set for when he came in again to put in the recess lights. Then he came the next day, yesterday, again, and put all the recess lights in. So we didn't have any light in that room ever since that guy started. And now, as of yesterday, we have light up there. So after I finish eating my dinner, I'll take you guys up real quick to see the lights. And remember, I told you the contractor was waiting for the electrician to finish everything before he could start. So my light fixture could go in after the closet is completely built out, because he would have to come back so he could actually do the lighting in certain shelves that I'm looking to have lighting in. He even went as far as placing an outlet in a particular area where I wanted to put some signage. I was saying that I didn't mind if the cord showed because the cord is clear. And he's like, no, I mind. This is how much this man takes his craft seriously, to the point where it's not even his house and he cares about the appearance, even if I'm like, I'm good with it. So he set it so that he could put an outlet where I'll be able to plug that signage. And he's like, if you want a TV in here too, I'll make sure that you'll be able to plug that up. When I tell you, godsend, a complete godsend. Then on top of that, remember the light fixtures that I bought for the kitchen island right here? I hadn't gotten those installed yet. So in whatever quote that he gave me, he quoted me for the install of these lights down here. We're talking about on top of everything from the closet. In addition to that, it's the install for these light fixtures that I got. I'm also changing the configuration of the lights that are over my sink. I'll show you guys that another time. And then he's also adding lights under my cabinet. Remember when I was in the last place and I would do like the kitchen counter chronicles and talk to you guys from the kitchen counter? I haven't been able to do that here because there's no lights under the cabinet. So as bright as it is down here, it is too dark to be able to do it without the lights. And lights under the cabinet is such a game changer for a kitchen. I knew that that was something that I wanted to get the moment I moved in. I just didn't know how soon I would be able to get it, because we want to be able to pace ourselves with all the work. We're not trying to do everything all at once. This was feasible enough to be able to tack on to the work that's already being done upstairs. And he explained how easy it was, and that was it. And the actual configuration that I wanted to change down here, because I wanted to add a particular type of light fixture. I don't want to show you guys that until it's actually getting ready to happen. But the last electrician who came here said that it would be too complicated. He did say that it would be a little bit of work, but it wasn't impossible. And I'm the type that as long as it's not impossible and it can be done, I'd rather it be done, because I had such a vision and I really want to like follow through with that. That's like something about me that my mother hates. But if I want something, I want it. And if it can happen, let's make it happen. And this electrician is all about making my visions come to life. I love that about him. That is basically what I've been up to. I've been doing some work. The reels, I still don't really have a handle on those, y'all. I just finished doing one. I had this outfit on in the last one that I did. The day that I called the electrician, he was supposed to come either that day or the next, but he said it would probably be the next day. So I wasn't expecting him. And then right when I was about to record a video, he called and said that he was through with his job a little earlier, and if I didn't mind him coming to check out the work that day. And I was just like, of course, absolutely. But I was on a time crunch because I hadn't started recording that video. And that was kind of a test for me. So he was just like, I have 18 minutes before I get there. So I literally recorded that video in that 18 minutes before he got there. That video is already up. I'm sharing 2 new luxury items that I purchased, which I was really excited to show you guys. So that video is up. I recorded that in 18 minutes. That was actually record timing for me, because sometimes you have to take into account that you might mess up, or you have to re-record certain parts, yada, yada. But I'm really trying to just like record my videos and not have to do any re-recording. So that kind of cut into my day, because that's right after that I was going to get started with the reels. but obviously that was priority. I ended up meeting with him and showing him everything that I wanted. I keep forgetting to tell you guys about little things because this is how good he is. He's even adding outlets on the floor for me. And he showed me these beautiful gold outlets. He already could tell my aesthetic, right? I didn't even tell him anything. He pulled up these beautiful gold outlets that he said he could install in the floor for me. The way that I have the outlets right now, they're going to be like on top where the countertops will be. If you remember the layout that I was telling you about, but I didn't have too many that were down below, like closer to the floor. And I kind of just said, you know what, if I have to, I'll add an extension cord. So to compensate for that, he's adding 2 outlets on the floor, like something I never even thought of. And he is going to do that for me. And I'm gonna put a picture of what the outlets look like. They look so nice and chic and beautiful. It just makes me even more excited for this whole closet to begin. I called the contractor just to give him a heads up because all the electrical is gonna be done on Tuesday because he's just waiting for material. He'd honestly be done this week if he weren't waiting for the outlets to come in that he ordered for me, the floor ones. If those were already here, he would have come and finished it today. All the kitchen stuff will get done when he comes back to install the light fixture and kind of do the last run through when he has to add the light switches and the dimmers and all that good stuff. So I'm so excited and it looks so good in there. It's so bright in there, you could see to Mars. So I'm happy that he's gonna add dimmers because I definitely won't need it to be that bright, but it's gonna be really good when it comes to recording and doing reels and whatnot because lighting is so essential when you're recording all that stuff. So it's good to know that I have the ability to have some nice bright lighting in there. So, all right, let me eat my dinner and then I'll run up and show you guys. Ta-da! Let there be light. All right, so we've got 6 lights right here and then a 7th one here. And because he did the alignment so perfectly, all these lights line up. It was gonna be 8 because we were gonna put 2 right here, but because the alignment ended up being pretty centered in here, we didn't need to add an 8th one. And honestly, I feel like I could have done less lights here because it is super, super bright. And then this is where I said those outlets were gonna be because the counters are coming out here. And I was going to put an outlet down there. Actually, he still is gonna put one on the wall so I can have one for the vanity. And I don't think that outlet's gonna be there anymore because he's moving something up there so I could do what I need to do and that will still be there. And then on the floor, he did mark where he was gonna put the outlets on the floor, but basically there's gonna be one on this side and one on that side on the floor. And that is it, guys. I will keep you guys posted. Hey y'all, it is Friday and I just got a heck of a lot done. I just finished working out. Actually, it is 1:43. But before I worked out today, I wanted to make sure I pushed out a few things. So I got my video out for today, which is my favorite designer headbands. I also sent out the edits that I want to my photographer. I had to go through like 600 photos, y'all. And that's something that I really should have done earlier in the week, but I just didn't have the time. So I really had to buckle down and make sure that I got it out this week because I didn't want it to push past going over a week since we took the photos for me to send out the edits that I need. So I sent that over to him. Then I have a few exciting things. Number 1, I ordered the dress for my shower. My shower isn't coming up right away, but at least I got the look. I actually ordered one size and I was hoping another size would pop up, which ended up happening. So what's today? Today's Friday. On Wednesday, I ordered a size and then yesterday a bigger size popped up. So I ordered that as well. And I already ordered one size up from my regular size because I don't know what I'll be looking like by the time my shower happens. So I wanted to make sure I compensated for that. So I'm happy that bigger size popped up as well. So I know that gives me more of a chance to be able to fit into the actual look, which I think is going to come together flawlessly because the look kind of just came to my mind. I kept seeing the dress and it was completely sold out. Then I got a notification that it came back in stock. So I was like, should I try it? And then when I thought about the aesthetics and the theme of what the shower is gonna be, I sent it to Lavinia and she was like, yeah, that's gonna look good. Cause I wasn't thinking about wearing it while I was pregnant at all. But then I'm like, this might actually work for my shower. So I'm like, you know what? Let me order a size up. And then I ordered another size up. So I have a size 8 and a size 10. So one of those should hopefully still fit me by the time my shower comes. So I feel like that's really gonna work out. This is one of those looks that popped up in my mind and everything just started to come together. So I found some shoes online. I'm gonna order those once I see if the dress fits because it's gonna be here next week. That's the part of putting a look together that I love because once I got the idea that that's what I'm going to wear, everything else started to come together. So I know what hairstyle I want to have. It's like everything. And when I usually do that, those are the looks that just come out stellar. It never fails. Every time I put thought to a look and everything just pops up in my head like a light bulb, it just ends up being a banger look. So I cannot wait. And I always wondered like, what am I gonna look like on the day of my shower? Cause I'm like, what is out there for me to get that will really work with this growing bump? But I think I figured it out, y'all. So I'm gonna make sure I do all the things to document the whole shower process, but stay tuned because I'm really excited about that. Enough of that. I just got a package from Aloha that I'm gonna open with you guys. Let me take a sip of mine. I just got through working out. I worked out much later today, and usually when I take these shakes, I'm usually all set for breakfast because it fills me up. But this morning I had to run down and come get something since I started so late. Ooh, I got some goodies here. All right, so they sent me my trusty old vanilla powder, which I usually use. I also tell you guys I do the chocolate, but this is really good. That's what I'm drinking right now. So I already had this, and this is a fave, so that's good. Oh, and I got some protein bars too. So this one is the peanut butter cup. They sent me the peanut butter cup. I've never had the peanut butter cup one. I'm gonna open it to see what it looks like. Oh, and they have minis. They have mini protein bars. Oh, in the peanut butter chocolate chip. So the peanut butter chocolate chip is what I usually use, and I usually get it in this size. Let me open them. Are they both minis? They both look like they're minis. No, they're not. Oh, okay, they're not. One has 20 in there, and the other has, I don't know, it doesn't say how many this one has. Oh, the minis are tiny. Okay, so this is what a mini looks like, and this is the regular sized protein bar. This is the size I'm used to, but I've never had this flavor. I usually have this flavor. What I'm actually gonna do is keep these in my office, because when I'm running, and basically running on fumes up there from not having time to run down here and eat, these are gonna come in handy. So I'm definitely gonna have these. And I'll make sure to put a code down below, because I swear by this, you guys. I actually just told one of my best friends, Jasmine, to make sure that she orders these for after her workout, because she has a Peloton and she's getting into a routine of doing her Peloton. So I told her to make sure that she has these on hand and also this, so that she can get her protein in and start to see her body tone up and whatnot. So that is that. I also need to do the guest list for my baby shower, which is huge because we need to be able to get back to the venue well, the girls need to get back to the venue on the count, so I need to double check. And the venue that I thought I was gonna use, which I think I showed you guys a few weeks back, I don't think I'm gonna end up using, because they have certain restrictions and it's very much up in the air. So they're not really giving a confirmation, because we're ready to like put a deposit and all that, and they're kind of holding things back. But then this next venue that we just figured yesterday, me and the girls, Gabby and Lavinia, once we got to talking, I was like, this would be the perfect place. Like, there's no better place for me to have this. So I think everything is coming together. I was a little nervous about how things would go as far as like shower planning, but so far everything that's supposed to happen is happening. Like, my look seems like it's coming together seamlessly. The venue that I was getting so nervous about, all of a sudden I don't even need to be checking for them, because we found something that has always been around that is going to be a much, much better fit for me. So everything happens for a reason, and I'm just so happy that things are going smoothly. I think that's pretty much it as far as the week goes. I got mostly everything done. I really wanted to make sure I got this last workout in for the week, because I missed it last week. So I did not want a running streak of me missing my third workout, because those are really important for me. And I do see the gains. Like, the target areas that I'm really, really working on are my lower body, thighs, hips, booty, all that. I see the gains, and I know for sure, aloha, let me put this one up. This is really what's helping me keep my body toned. I'm doing very, very low impact workouts for someone who's pregnant. So I'm out of breath and all that, but they always make sure to tell you not to be so out of breath that you can't say a sentence. So I get my heart going enough, and this basically does the rest as soon as I make sure I take it 30 minutes after I work out. So it's just been perfect for me. So that pretty much wraps up the week. I am going to end the vlog here, and I will catch you guys next week.